Hey, ladies. I hope you are doing well today. Welcome to today's broadcast. It shall be quite short because I am working on a deadline. So, I wanted to kind of come and talk a little bit about Elon and Twitter, and most importantly, some of the things that we can pick up with regards to stock investing. This has been the talk of the town for, uh, on major news networks for the past couple of weeks. It has been the talk of the town actually since he first put in his bid in the financial sector. So, the first thing I want to say is I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. This is just me and my perspective and how I look at certain potential investment opportunities, and definitely speak with a licensed professional to come up with your own plan. It's also some of the analysis that I'm thinking of with regards to Twitter and some of the navigating that they may end up doing. So, yeah, I definitely wanted to share just some thoughts with you, some things that other people may not have talked about. I have come across some very interesting commentary with regards to Elon Musk and Twitter and things like that. Um, and I'll be sharing various pieces of commentary with you with regards to this great conversation. So don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel if you are new here, and let's get started with just talking a little bit about Elon and what has been going on. So if you do not know who Elon Musk is, he is a very, I guess you can call him famous, a very famous investor. And he owns Tesla, he owns SpaceX, and now he owns Twitter. And he tried to get out of it a couple of weeks ago, but he said that he would pay for it. He paid, I believe it was $44 a share, $54 a share, something like that. And I personally think he overpaid for it. It's coming out now that they really didn't have a plan and a strategy for purchasing this. But even more than just talking about Twitter, I'm going to share just some kind of business lessons with you, and ways to kind of think about companies and stocks and things like that as we are talking tonight. So, first of all, hello to Computer and Coin. I see you here. So, yeah. So, the first thing I want to show you is the email that Elon Musk sent to Twitter employees who managed to keep their jobs, saying Twitter has an exciting future. So, if you don't know by now, a lot of Twitter staff was laid off. He's trying now, this is Elon, trying now to coax some people to come back. It's been kind of pandemonium over there. But this email came the night of November 3rd to Twitter workers amid a mass layoff action. So it's been about a week now. At first glance, the note looks identical to the one sent to thousands of employees who are let go. Musk shared more details with remaining employees about Twitter's exciting future. So let's read the email that he sent to everybody. It is here in italics. He says here, hello, thank you for your patience through this transition and for your commitment to the important work you do at Twitter. We are sending this email to confirm that your employment is not impacted by today's workforce reduction or layoffs. Throughout the last week, Elon has spent time with a number of employees, customers, partners, policymakers, and Twitter users. He is looking forward to communicating with everyone about his vision for the company soon. Put a pin in that because they really didn't know what they were going to do with this. They were trying to get out of it, and then they just kind of scrambled and now are still trying to figure out what they're going to do with Twitter. We know you likely have a number of questions, they say, and we will have more information to share with you next week. In the meantime, please note that until Monday, which was yesterday, Birdhouse is temporarily offline. Our office buildings are temporarily closed, and all badge access is temporarily suspended. Offices will reopen on Monday, November 7th. Thank you for continuing to demonstrate respect for impacted colleagues as we navigate these changes. As a reminder, we expected you to continue to comply with company policy by refraining from discussing confidential company information on social media, with the press, or elsewhere. We look forward to working with you on Twitter's exciting future. So, yeah, look, this was this was a note that they got. Like, look, we are all shut down. We don't know what we're going to do. Office buildings are closed. God help you if you had left something in the office and you really needed it over the weekend, because you wouldn't have been able to get in. Probably the email wasn't working. You couldn't send any email. You couldn't get anything. It was all just like totally closed off. And the next thing is, okay, what actually is happening now? So I'll show you this. Actually, I'm going to do this a little bit differently. Hold on a second, everybody. Here we go. So, this is everything that's happening inside of Elon Musk's Twitter, from layoffs to work conditions to weary advertisers. Okay, and this was as of today, 4 hours ago. So, let's see here what Elon is actually doing. Um, Mass Twitter layoffs began in earnest on Friday, November 4th, which most of us know about this if we have been watching the news at all. There were top executives, the CEO, the CFO, and the top lawyer. There were three people who got an $88 million golden parachute payoff. Collectively, three people. So I don't know about you, but I believe that they're like, it's okay for me to be fired because I'm walking away with, if we're dividing that into three, 20 something $1 million, right? $30 million. So, yeah. Two news outlets reported that Musk dismissed them for cause in an attempt to avoid owing severance in an attempt to avoid owing severance payouts and unvested stock awards, and the execs are now evaluating their recourse options. So, yeah, there's probably going to be more lawsuits with regards to this. Other executives were also either quietly dismissed or publicly announced their exits. And of course, the lawsuits are starting to fly. What else is happening at Twitter? Twitter employees describe hellish conditions. I I bel I wonder if they are over exaggerating this, but this is what they are saying. They have people doing what they call work sprints over the weekend after Musk took control, and VPs were told to compile a stack ranking list of those to keep and those to lay off. Let me show you ladies something here. Twitter, from 2012 to 2021, these are the net losses of Twitter. 2012, 79 million loss. 2013, 645 million loss. A loss in 2014, 2015, 2016, 2017. They had a profit in 2018 and 2019 and a loss in 2020 and 2021. Ladies, when it comes to Elon taking the helm in these work sprints, and who is going to stay, who's going to go, things like that. This had to be done. So, one of the things you're looking at within stock investing, when someone says, hey, we're going to come and we're going to turn this company around, because that's really what they're trying to do. They're trying to do a turnaround of this company, is you have to trim the fat, and people are going to have to, the people who are left over are going to have to absolutely work harder than they ever have in order to get these numbers back up to profitability. And we're not even looking at the fact that Elon borrowed a whole bunch of money and he has to make, I believe it's $1 billion a year in interest payments. So that money's got to come from somewhere. He can't be bled dry forever, right? So some Twitter staff were reportedly told to listen to a podcast hosted by two of Elon's advisors for insights into mass layoffs. The Twitter manager who went viral for sleeping on the floor of company HQ survived Elon's layoffs. There are leaked memos. There's all sorts of stuff that are happening here. Number three, Musk clashes with celebrity Twitter users. There's been a jump in the N word use by 500%. Trump is dead was trending. You know, you had various celebrities saying that they are leaving. Um, Elon Musk is taking digs at AOC, you know, all sorts of stuff that's happening with celebrities and higher up people. And then the final thing they have here is advertisers are nervously pausing their spending. So the advertisers want to know, what kind of a platform is this going to be? Is this truly going to be a free speech platform where anything and everything is allowed, and therefore their advertising could be in places where they don't necessarily want? Or is it going to be more moderated like Twitter currently or has been in the past? You know, so they're not looking to spend any more money. A lot of advertisers are pulling out. So then what you have happening here is you're continuing to see probably negatives if advertisers are not willing to come back to the platform. Okay. I'm going to show you a couple more things and then I'll come and see what comments you ladies have. Another thing that's happening is Twitter is looking like it may turn a little bit more political. So, Twitter, according to Elon Musk tells his Twitter followers to vote for Republicans the day before the midterms, which was yesterday, despite saying Twitter should be politically neutral. So, we don't know what's going in the code with regards to this. There are a lot of rumblings that Donald Trump will be back on Twitter. Wouldn't surprise me at all. There's rumblings that he is probably going to put in his bid for president. Wouldn't surprise me at all. So a lot of stuff is going to be happening with Twitter. Now, they'll probably get a lot of political advertising for the next 2 years, but then what other types of advertising are they potentially going to lose? And then the final thing is, Elon may have fired too many people, because now apparently he is asking Twitter employees to convince the engineers he laid off to come back, including those who can carry out his Twitter Blue subscription plan. So what's the Twitter Blue subscription plan? It is the $8 a month plan that allows people to have certain perks on Twitter. I thought they had it in this article, but it doesn't look like it. But yeah, people have been talking about the fact that Elon Musk wants to have a premium plan and wants to charge people $8 a month to participate in the premium plan. And that ends up being $96 a year. I have some thoughts with regards to that. But before I do, let me come into StreamYard and see what you ladies are saying. So, hey, Computer and Coin. Hey, Fine Womanhood. Stephanie, hello. Trump is back. The news just announced Trump put in his bid for. Oh, he did. He must have just done it then. Okay. And I hope everyone is doing well. Hello, Arrow Demi Dive. Hello, hello. Okay, so yeah, so there's a lot happening with Twitter right now. And it's very interesting to see this, because I think there's going to be a lot of just shifting, period, especially with the fact that Elon Musk is also turning Twitter private. I believe he's doing that. I honestly think that's a smart move. The reason that he is doing that is because if the company remained public, he would have to do quarterly filings every single quarter. And it is very difficult to turn a company around when you have to do those quarterly reports, those quarterly financial reports. And, you know, Twitter it's going to be bad for a while. It's going to be bad probably for the next couple of years before it gets good again. So you may say, well, Cherie, Is this the first time that a company has ever gone private, a major company? And the answer is no. Dell actually went private, the computer company. Dell went private in 2013. The story is that Michael Dell started Dell Computers, and he ended up losing control of it, sold it, or something like that. Once he left, it started to go downhill. And then he purchased it back, and it went private. It went private for many years. And then it went back on the stock market under some other name or something like that. It was some convoluted thing. And then he ended up, people are thinking it may go private again. So this is not the first time that a company has actually gone private. And it is true that it is smart for Elon to do this. So, what Elon is looking to do now is he's looking to be a turnaround CEO. What is a turnaround CEO? Well, I'm going to show you some examples of people who did turnarounds here. Why am I not seeing what I'm looking for? Hold on, everybody. Okay, here it is. So, a turnaround CEO is basically a CEO of a major company that is not doing very well. And those CEOs come in and actually work to save the company. This is not uncommon. This is not uncommon. So, here are some examples. In 1980, there was a guy named Coca. He took over Chrysler. Chrysler was not doing very well at all. They needed a tried to get a government bailout, and it was really, really bad in the 1980s for Chrysler. However, Lee Iacocca came in, and he famously turned the company around. Marvel Entertainment, a lot of you may not know this, that Marvel Entertainment had a turnaround CEO as well, Peter Cunea. Before joining Marvel in a 3-year turnaround, Cunea previously saved 6 companies from going bankrupt. So these are like CEOs where they're hired to turn around these large businesses. This guy, Peter Cunea, is somebody who has been known to do this. Howard Schultz of Starbucks. Howard Schultz was the original founder of Starbucks. He left, and then he ended up coming back because Starbucks was not doing really well, and now it has recovered. So another person, a woman, Mary Barra. She is currently saving General Motors. I think she's still the CEO of GM. So yeah. And then Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs started Apple. He got kicked out of the company, and Apple started not to do well. So he came back, and he actually turned around that company and saved that company. And then another gentleman, Doug Conant of Campbell's Soup, also turnaround CEO. So a lot of people believe that if this is my understanding, is that Tesla wasn't doing very well until Elon Musk got a hold of it. And if Elon Musk is also able to turn around Twitter, then Elon Musk will be seen as a turnaround CEO as well. So I want to just show you just a few final things for you to think about here. So the first thing is, when we're thinking about stocks, when we're thinking about companies at all, we want to think about the company's cash position, and can the company get access to more cash? What's their cash position? Can they get access to more cash? So the way that we look at that is on the balance sheet. I think that Twitter has very little cash from what I can remember. Especially in this recessionary environment, the best stocks to look for are ones that do have at least I think I've been told at least a year, if not 24 months of cash. So companies like Apple tend to be cash rich. They have a lot of cash. There are some companies out there that just have a lot of cash. Those oftentimes are companies that um, professional stock investors tend to feel like stronger about because they'll be able to weather the storm. Also, management is something that you want to look at. So, there are some stock investors out there who say um, they don't care what Elon Musk is running. If he's at the helm of it, they're willing to invest. Um, there are other people out there who say, no, we care about all of the management team. There are other people who say, no, we care about the industry, things like that. I personally think that management is very important. It's very important. But I don't think that Elon Musk walks on water. um, I'm kind of a wait and see person with this. But when you're looking at different stocks you want to put money into, what I tend to do is I do look at the management and I look at how competent the management is. Another thing that I like to look at is the growth within the industry. Is there a way for Twitter to grow? Is there a way for Twitter to grow? When I did my research, I discovered there's about 350 million users on Twitter, but there's 7 billion people in the world. So one of the things that I'm asking is there a way for Twitter to grow the number of users, the eyeballs, the number of people who look at it daily versus, for example, I think YouTube has 2 billion people that are on it daily. So Twitter is not as used as some of the other social platforms that are out there. Is there growth within the industry? And then you also want to look at earnings and the price to earnings. The price to earnings itself is like the stock price in comparison to the earnings ratio. Usually, people will look at it with regards to other shares in the same industry. I look at personally earnings and I ask myself, do I think this is a stock that actually is going to grow? Do I think that this company has the ability to make more money? And why do I think that? And I'm typically a long term investor. So then you're asking yourself, okay, so right now Twitter has about a $300 million operating loss, and Elon Musk has lenders to pay back as well. I heard about $1 billion a year in interest payments. So one of the things he's talking about is doing this Twitter Blue, which is about $96 per year per user. There are about 396.5 million Twitter users out there. The whole goal or thought is if 1% pay um, for Twitter Blue, that is about 350 million additional dollars in revenues per year. So that's kind of the way that I look at it, because right now Elon has an operating loss. And the first thing I'm looking at is, can he shore up that operating loss? Can he at least set it up where he's not bleeding money? So with all the layoffs that was done, and with this Twitter Blue, if he could get 1% of people to buy into the $8 a month, he might have a chance. The problem that he has is a lot of people have subscription fatigue. And one of the things that I heard a commentator say is that Elon is very like cavalier and nonchalant about it's just $96 a year, it's just $8 a month. But in the recessionary environment that we're going into, a lot of people are not going to be willing to pay for Twitter. So, you know, as you're evaluating stock, thinking about other ways that these companies are going to make revenues or want to make revenues, and figure out if it's going to make sense and if they're going to be able to continue to survive. So, and then of course, like I said, they're going private. So he's delisting the stock. I personally think that's smart, but there are other stocks out there that you're able to purchase. And the other interesting thing is Jack Dorsey, who is the original founder of Twitter, still owns Twitter stock, and he's like keeping his shares of the company. So I thought that that was very interesting as well. So that is all that I have to show you, ladies. Let me see. You all don't have any more questions. Don't forget to like the video on your way out. I just kind of want to share some things with you with regards to some of the moves that Elon is making. There are other things that I heard on different platforms that I think are interesting. But I'll probably share the original videos with you, ladies, so you're able to go and see those yourself if you're a little bit of a nerd with regards to this. The one thing I will say is, I'm not, again, a financial advisor, but at least for me, I'm holding on to all the stocks that I have right now. They're, expecting with the midterms that the Republicans are going to get Congress. So there's not a lot that's going to be happening. It's going to be, uh, not much happening legislatively, which the market really likes for the next 2 years, because, if the Democrats were to win Congress and keep the White House, then they probably would push through a lot of different legislation and agendas. And the market does not like uncertainty. So, um, Twitter, it is good. It is going private. This test will result in telling us if rich people can carry the society, and if not, the company will go out of business. Yeah, I don't know if the company would actually go out of business. I think that somebody else would end up purchasing it. Um, just because Twitter is such a well-known company. So, but yeah, I mean, it is definitely going to be a test with regards to the impact that I think Twitter is going to have a great impact on presidential election of 2024. And I would wonder beyond that what is going to happen. So I think that, these presidential campaigns are going to put a lot of money in, which is going to save the advertising. It just depends on how they intend to deal with whether Twitter is going to become the wild, wild west again or not. So, um, yeah. So that is it for me. I will talk with you ladies tomorrow on the next video. Take care. Have a good evening.